Have you ever reached the end of a day and realized you spent the whole time worrying about something that didn't even happen? The human mind has this peculiar and somewhat cruel gift of living in the future while the present slips away. We wake up thinking about what could go wrong. We fall asleep imagining scenarios that may never exist. And in the midst of all this, real life, the one that is happening now, waits outside. Anxiety doesn't arrive unannounced. It creeps in slowly, like water seeping through cracks. It starts with a small worry, then it becomes two. Then it becomes a weight on your chest that you can no longer even name. And suddenly, you are completely absent from your own life, present in body, but lost in thought. And the worst part isn't the worry itself. The worst part is what it steals. It steals the smile of the child calling you. It steals the taste of the meal in front of you. It steals the peace of a beautiful sunset. It steals the present moment. And the present moment is all you truly possess. Stay here, because later in this video, there's a biblical revelation that could completely change how you see tomorrow. But before we get there, I need to ask you a question you may never have asked yourself. If God already knows every day of your future, why are you still trying to carry its weight today? There's something nobody likes to admit, but it needs to be said. Anxiety is often a disguised form of distrust. Not distrust of people, but distrust of God. Deep down, when we insist on controlling everything, we are silently saying, "I'm not sure that you'll take care of it." It's hard to hear like that, but it's honest. Trying to control the future is exhausting. You calculate, plan, predict, rehearse conversations in your head, imagine problems and prepare responses, all for a sense of security that, in the end, never truly arrives. Because control is a very well-disguised illusion, and the more you try to hold on, the more it seems to slip through your fingers. It was precisely at this point that Abraham found himself. A settled man, with a family, with land, with roots firmly planted in a city called Ur. He had a life built, a predictable future. And then God arrived with one of the most disconcerting instructions in biblical history. Genesis 12:1 records it thus: "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." No address, no map, no deadline, only a promise and a direction. Go. And Abraham went. At 75 years old, he left everything he knew to follow someone he couldn't see, but in whom he chose to trust. Don't think it was easy. The Bible doesn't romanticize Abraham's journey. There was hunger. There was fear. There were moments when he tried to solve things his own way and complicated things. But what defined Abraham wasn't his stumbles. It was the fact that even without understanding the complete path, he kept walking, and God was faithful every step of the way, so much so that Abraham is still called in Romans 4 a father of all who believe, not because it was perfect, but because he chose to trust when there was nothing visible to lean on. God is in control of tomorrow. It's not just a pretty phrase to put in a frame. It's a reality lived by a real man who left without knowing his destination and arrived where God had promised. If he did that for Abraham, what makes you think he won't do it for you? In the midst of the noise of anxiety, God does not shout, he whispers. And that's exactly why so many people miss the invitation. Because we're so busy with our racing thoughts, with our lists of worries, with the what-ifs that never leave our heads, that the most important voice goes unnoticed. Matthew 11:28 is one of the best-known passages in the Bible. But well-known doesn't mean understood. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Pay attention to the word. Come, it's not a cold command. It's an invitation, personal, direct. As if Jesus were looking into your eyes right now and saying exactly that to you, with your name, with your specific weight. Giving your worries to God doesn't mean pretending the problems don't exist. It's not superficial spirituality. It's an act of courage. It's looking at what's suffocating you and saying, this is bigger than me, but it's not bigger than him. And then consciously place it in the hands of the one who truly has the power to act. There's something liberating about that gesture. When you stop trying to solve what hasn't happened yet and start trusting in the one who is already in tomorrow before you even get there, something changes. Not necessarily the circumstances, but your heart. And a heart at peace sees things from a completely different perspective. Letting God take care of everything is not passivity. It is the most powerful stance a human being can take in life. And that invitation is still open, now, for you. Let me tell you something that perhaps no one has said clearly before. The rest that God offers doesn't depend on your circumstances improving. It's not a rest that comes after the problem passes. It's a rest that already exists within the problem, in the middle of the storm. And that changes everything. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Repair to peace that exceeds understanding. This means it doesn't make human sense. The accounts may still be in the red. The diagnosis may still be on the table. The situation may still have no visible solution, but peace is there, guarding, protecting, like a spiritual sentinel around your heart. Resting in God today is a decision you make in the morning before the day begins. It's an act of will. You don't wait to feel calm before trusting. You trust first and tranquility follows. Faith is not a feeling. It's a choice repeated day after day, sometimes minute after minute. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Overcoming anxiety with faith isn't a magical instant process. It's a journey. There will be days when you'll need to deliver the same weight 3 times before lunch, and that's okay. God never tires of receiving what you bring. He doesn't look at the clock. He doesn't sigh impatiently. He simply receives, welcomes, and sustains. If this content is touching your heart, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel now. Activate the bell so you don't miss any messages. And if you're watching with someone, leave a like. This really helps this message reach more people who need to hear it today. Verses about resting in God are scattered throughout the entire Bible, not by chance. It's as if God knew from the beginning that this would be one of humanity's greatest challenges, and He didn't leave us without an answer. True rest already exists. It's just waiting for you to stop fighting against it. The most difficult moment has arrived, and also the most liberating. Trusting God for the future isn't something that happens automatically. It's a decision, a conscious choice, sometimes made with trembling knees, without visible guarantees, without the complete map in hand. It's saying, I trust, when everything inside you is still screaming, I'm afraid. And you know what's extraordinary? God honors precisely that imperfect faith. The one that appears amidst the trembling. Think about it. You don't need to be certain about tomorrow to deliver tomorrow. You only need to be certain of who is in tomorrow. And the Bible is absolutely clear about this. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." It is not a vague promise. It is a divine commitment, signed with the authority of the one who created the universe. The decision to fully trust in God transforms the way you wake up in the morning. Instead of already calculating the day's risks, you begin by recognizing the presence of the one who is already in the day before you. Instead of carrying the weight of the future, you walk lightly, because you already know who is carrying what you cannot. This is not naivete. It is faith for tomorrow, rooted in a word that has never failed. And there's something that needs to be said very clearly. Letting go of control doesn't mean nothing will go wrong. It means that when things do go wrong, you won't be alone. It means that God will use even what seems wrong for something you can't yet see. like he did with Joseph, like he did with David, like he did with Paul in prison, writing letters that continue to transform lives to this day. What seems like a prison in your hands can be a purpose in his hands. So here's the most genuine invitation you'll receive today. Let go, not because it's easy, but because he is faithful. There is a huge difference between a life without problems and a life without fear of problems. The first one, nobody has. The second one, God offers. When inner peace with God begins to dwell in the heart, something visible happens. Breathing changes, shoulders lower, thoughts cease to be an endless race and begin to have a point of support. Not because the world has become simpler, but because you have found firm ground within a world that falters. And that ground has a name. Hope for the future with God is not naive optimism. It is an anchor. Hebrews 6:19 calls Christian hope exactly that, an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. An anchor doesn't stop the sea from rocking, but it prevents the boat from drifting. That's exactly what trust in God does for your life. It doesn't remove the waves, but it ensures you don't get lost in them. And now, the moment promised at the beginning of this video has arrived. The revelation that many people go their whole lives without realizing. In Matthew 6, Jesus is teaching about anxiety, and he does something surprising. He doesn't simply say, "Don't worry." He points to the birds of the air and the lilies of the field, creatures without voice, without planning, without a bank account. And he says, if God takes care of them like this, how much more will he take care of you? The revelation lies in this question. Because Jesus isn't minimizing your problems. He's revealing the magnitude of God's care, a care so meticulous, so ever-present, so specific, that it even extends to the birds. And you are worth far more than they are. Resting in God today is not the end of the struggle. It's the beginning of a different life, a life where tomorrow doesn't paralyze you because you know who governs tomorrow. A life where peace doesn't depend on circumstances because it comes from a source that circumstances cannot touch. A life where fully trusting in God ceases to be a constant effort and becomes the natural way of existing. If you've made it this far, there's one thing I want you to do now, not tomorrow, now. Close your eyes for a second. Think about what's weighing on your heart, that situation you can't resolve, that future that scares you, that what if that won't leave your head, and say it aloud or silently, however you can. Lord, I surrender. I trust. Take care of this for me. That's all. That's enough. And he who promised never to abandon you will take care of you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. Share this video with someone who needs a breather today. Leave a comment telling us how God has been taking care of you. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. There's much more to come. God cares for you, today, tomorrow, always.